All right, so I'm just going to go through this quick case study for a client that we've been getting some results for. So these guys actually ran a campaign before we started working with them, and unfortunately with their previous campaign, they were getting a lot of leads through, but the leads just wasn't converting. So the leads weren't the best, basically. Okay, and obviously kind of what we try to focus on, or what we do focus on, is making sure that we get prospects that actually need the service and high quality leads at that. So I'll kind of go through kind of the same the structure and how we do it. So everything for us is all about being hyper specific. Okay, and Google likes that as well, and people like that too. So what we do is obviously so these guys are specialized in immigration, and within immigration there's a bunch of different services. So we've basically on the campaign side, we have here a bunch of different ad groups for the specific service that person might be searching for. And within the ad groups, we pretty much only have one keyword within every single ad group, sometimes two, but they're very closely related. And then the only match types that we go for is exact match and also phrase match, excuse me. So you can kind of see that here on the left hand side, and we kind of duplicate the same thing when it comes to the landing page side as well. So each ad group will run to its own particular landing page. I'll show you what we do and how we basically make campaigns more efficient. And so what we do is every single day we send a report to the client and we review all the searches that have come in for the previous day. So when we start, so these guys are based out in San Francisco. Now, if you're in California, if you're an attorney in California, whether it's immigration, PI, or something else, you'll notice that it's quite an expensive market. Now, obviously, if you're an immigration lawyer, you'll know that you can target anywhere in the US, pretty much the whole of the US. But for these guys, with the budget being quite small, we wanted to just focus within their city first, so San Francisco. And in this most recent month, we've actually expanded out to California, and then we can kind of move from there. So in the first month, this is kind of what we've been able to achieve. Again, California is an expensive market. Cost per click is quite high, probably the highest in the country. So this is kind of what we achieved. $84 per lead, basically. That's what we achieved for them in the first month. Now, the thing is, they were happy with the results, and they actually wanted to increase the budget. We still focused on San Francisco for this month. I believe in the last week, we started transitioning into focusing on the whole of California. Now, because California is such a massive market, we started getting a lot of unwanted searches. Again, I'll just kind of show you what some of these look like. So, when we start the campaign, we're getting a whole bunch of unwanted searches, whether it's a competitor, whether it's just a low intent search. We don't want anything like that, right? So we're just collecting a lot of data on the type of searches we don't want, and then we're adding that onto a negative keywords list. We do that every single day and send it to the client. So in the second month, we did end up doing a little bit better. So we cost per lead reduced by about $20. But again, in this last week, we're focusing on the whole of California. And in this most recent month, that's also what we're doing now as well. So far, cost per lead is about $76. We will most likely finish just a little bit below a $60 cost per lead. Again, because we're targeting the whole of California, you can see that, because normally what will happen is, with this kind of method that we use, over time, the campaign gets very, very efficient to the point where every single search is an ideal search. But it just takes a little while to do that, especially if the market is such a big market like California is. So you can see that we started getting a lot of unwanted searches again. You can see there's a lot there. So, but over time, it will reduce. It will reduce to where pretty much every search is kind of what we want. Because there's a lot of solo practitioners within immigration, we ended up showing up for a lot of different names, and there's a lot of different types of names that we probably collected about 15,000 names that with any future campaign, we can basically use the data that we've already collected to kind of boost future campaigns as well. But this is heading in the right direction, and this is pretty much all I wanted to show you on this. I'll also show you kind of, the landing pages. So you can see, so we have obviously immigration law, just a generic landing page, family immigration, green card, immigration citizenship, fiance visa. We've got here some of the actual applications. So EB1A, asylum, O1 visa, EB5, HB1. Okay. So again, every single one of those ad groups will run to its own specific thing. We want people to have that feeling of, this is exactly what I'm looking for, because it most likely be exactly what they've actually, typed in Google. Okay. So that's pretty much everything that I think is relevant. If you have any questions on this particular campaign, obviously you can just let me know. But other than that, thank you very much.